Hey guys, Carrix here with another review. This time I'll bring the Digivice version 15th anime original color from Digimon Adventure. This is a new version of the original Digivice LCD game, released for the Digimon anime's 15th anniversary. This is the second release, with the original being two versions, either the orange Tachiyagami color, aka Taikamiya, or the blue Yamaui Shida color, aka Mati Shida. And this color is meant to reflect the normal coloring used by all 8 Digidestined. So this is the original molding of the Digivice toy. And so it reflects the design of the one in the show quite well. It's cast in a clear light blue with blue rubber buttons. The screen center has a border with black and white circuitry. And both the top and bottom of the screen it reads Digital Monster in Katakana Digicode, which I specify because there are two types of Digicode. One is based on Japanese Katakana, and the other is based on English letters, with this being the former. On the top, you have the connector prongs to connect to another Digivice, a metallic black painted antenna, as well as two prongs to hold the Digivice in place when connected to another one. On the back, you can see the clip for each with which you can attach it to your belt, the reset button, as well as the speaker right there, and the screw for the battery cover is right here. This takes a CR2032 watt battery, which is included, and there's a pull tab that you have to pull out to activate it. Now this is, from what I can tell, a new color scheme, and the closest that was to this originally back in 1999 was the Digivice version 2 normal version. Though from what I can tell by looking at that version, it was meant to be this color scheme, but it was a really very much just a normal clear plastic without much blue to it, and so with this it's a bit more foggy and it's definitely a more noticeable blue color. So this has no on and off switch, and thus to kind of turn it on you have to press one of 3 buttons. Though it's actually technically 4 buttons. There's the A button, B button, L and R button, which are kind of molded into one. So turning it on, you'll get the default screen, which displays your Digimon partner in a 2-frame animation. So you can do a few things on the main menu screen. First is that you can press the L button to display the time. Pressing either the L or R button does nothing here, so to exit you have to press the B button. And pressing the B button will display a few different things. First is area clear, which is how many steps you need to do in order to complete the area you're in. And I actually have completed this, so this just says C, since I've completed all the areas. Next is after you beat the main story, or all the areas, it'll give you a new option called Remaining Allies, and I've also completed that. And the third is Steps Taken. By pressing the A button, you access the main menu. So you have a few different options. You have Parameters, Map, Recover, and Connect. Parameters is where you can look at your different Digimon partner stats. So when you start, you can pick between 7 different partners: Agumon, Biomon, Gabumon, Tentomon, Gomamon, Palmon, and Patamon. Later on in the game, you'll be able to unlock Gatomon, Wizardmon, Hackmon, and Vidramon. Selecting one of them will give you more options. DP, or Digimon Power, which is what you need to use in order to Digivolve. Win, which is the amount of times your Digimon has won battles. And that's actually an important part of the gameplay, as in order to allow your Digimon to Digivolve, you have to complete certain win requirements. And once you've gone to the highest level, it'll just have a completed win screen. HP, which of course is your hit points. And of note is that doing this lets you scroll through the different Digivolutions. So you go from Rookie, Champion, Ultimate, and Mega. And for Gabumon for Agumon and Gabumon, you can also Digivolve further into Omnimon. And yes, I am using the English dub terms because those are the ones that I am most comfortable with and the ones I'm most familiar with using. Then your attack points. And of note is that with the Digivice version 15th, they gave all of the partner Digimon of the 8 Digivice access to their Digivolutions up to the Mega level, which was not present in the original series. So Biomon now can Digivolve to Hoomon. Gabumon was originally able to Digivolve to Mega. Tenamon can Digivolve up to Hercules Kabuterimon. Gomamon can Digivolve up to Vikemon. Palmon can Digivolve up to Rosemon. Patamon can Digivolve up to Seraphimon. And Gatomon can Digivolve up to Magnetramon. Now, since she starts out at the champion level, she only has 2 Digivolutions rather than 3. Then for Wizardmon and Vidramon, they have no Digivolutions. Though for Hackmon, he can Digivolve to Bow Hackmon, Saber Hackmon, and Yesmon. And then just going through the options with one, we'll select that Digimon partner. Going to the map, it lets you access the different areas, and so these are based on different areas from the series. First is File Island, which has 3 areas. Second is Server with 2. Well, more specifically, the first area is actually a combination of File Island and Server. Second is Tokyo. The third is the Fused Digital World from the Dark Masters arc. And the fourth, which is new to the Digivice version 15th, is the Internet Zone from Our Wargame movie. And so just going to an area, you can select it to switch to that area. And this is the standard kind of pendulum Digivice, so you have to either have it on your belt and walk with it, or shake it up and down to advance, which will have your Digimon go through a walk cycle. And after about 450 steps, you will encounter a battle. And so I'll just cut here and get to when I get a battle. Okay, and so now we have a battle. I'll just show your opponent and then you. And so now you have 4 options: attack, Digivolve, ally, and run. So the first is attack, and so for this, once you press the select button, you want to press it repeatedly to get as many presses as you can within a certain amount of time. And if you manage to get good amount of presses, about 15 or 16 at least, then you'll be the one to attack. Then, if you want to, you can Digivolve. And so, if you've Digivolved your partner up to Mega, you have two options. You can either Digivolve it straight to Champion, or Warp Digivolve to Mega. And if you're in the Champion level, you can Digivolve again to Ultimate. And so, if you manage to defeat your opponent or have more health than your opponent after 3 turns, then you'll win, and on occasion you will get one of 3 items. The first one that's shown there was the P drug, which will allow you to get a 1-hit KO in your next battle as long as it's not against a boss. The second is a piece of meat, which will cover 2 DP. And the third is a protein pill, which will give your Digimon 1 extra hit point in your next battle. And the next thing is something that's a little bit tricky to show off, but I'm going to try my best, and that is the help wave, which is how you unlock your different Digimon partners. Basically, after about 3,000 steps, you will get to a screen where you have to kind of look for a Digimon calling out for help. And so with this, you have to take your Digivice and use the antenna to search for objects with electromagnetic waves being sent after them. Then once you do, you can hit one of the buttons and potentially encounter one of the Digimon partners you don't have, or an enemy Digimon. And the best thing to do to try to get a partner is to hit one of the buttons, well, basically hit the confirm button or the L and R buttons as soon as you fill up the bar full. If you press the B button, that'll just cancel out of it. You'll have to go another 3,000 steps to encounter another help wave. So once again, I'm going to cut and get back to you when I'm at that point. Okay, so slight change of plans here, as it kind of takes a little bit too long to actually get to the help wave. I've decided instead that I'll basically just kind of show you what it looks like using the included instructions manual. So basically, when you get the help wave, you'll get a screen looking like this, and as I described earlier, you want to take your Digivice and try to get to basically near objects, or near an object that is emitting electromagnetic waves, like a television or a computer, so that the signal can get up to 3 bars, and it'll say catch, and then hit one of the buttons. And then if you see a screen like this with a partner Digimon and the word help underneath, that means you've encountered one of them. Then you have to battle an enemy Digimon, and once you beat it, you will unlock that Digimon partner. One thing to note is that you can basically do as many help waves as you need to within a given area. So you can, if you feel like you need to, actually go back to past areas and look for help waves to unlock those Digimon partners. As far as the other options here goes, for the recovery option, that's an option to use if your Digimon loses a battle, as you won't be able to advance or even access any of the menu options if it's injured, so you'll have to just use this to recover it. And then you have the connect option, which is to battle other Digivices. And this is compatible with not only the other Digivice version 15th, but also compatible with the original Digimon, the original Digital Monster V-Pet, the Digimon Pendulum series, and the original Digivice from 1999. Oh, obviously the Japanese ones and not the US ones. So for the battle, what you do, at least to start up, it is to select battle and then select the form of your partner Digimon. And it'll get to the raise screen. And if I had to, I could show up, but yeah, you just kind of link them up together and initiate the battle by pressing the confirm button. And as far as other features goes, of note is that the time is actually a little bit important to gameplay, as your Digimon will actually go to sleep between, I believe, about 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. But one thing to note is that you can actually change the time on this, and so to do that, what you do is that you get to the time function and then you hold the R button and press the A button, and you switch between AM and PM. So as you see, here it's 5:18 AM, and your Digimon will be asleep like this. But if it's 5:18 PM, it'll be awake. So you can kind of use it as a way to kind of cheat that in order to continue playing if you want to play with this at night. Or, just during a time when, according to the clock, if the clock was accurate, the Digimon would be asleep. And lastly, for anyone who pre-ordered the Digivice version 15th and my original color, they also received a special Digivice-shaped pin. So this is based on the official artwork of the Digivice in the anime. It's very nicely colored, though of note is that this is also very small. As you can see, it's smaller than even my thumb. And on the back, you have the pin, and if you remove it, you can see the copyright information and a silhouette of Agumon. And like I said, this was for people who pre-ordered, so it's a nice little bonus, but it's not too much of a loss if you didn't pre-order one and you didn't get this, as the main attraction is the Digivice itself. And there you go. So overall, I think the Digivice version 15th is a fantastic toy and a very nice release for the 15th anniversary of the anime. It is very accurate to the show. It is well molded, well designed, and it's nice that this has some features that the original one didn't, such as new areas, new Digimon partners, and even, a Digimon that was not created at the time of the original Digimon Adventure and was more made to tie in with the Digimon Adventure PSP game, and I'm of course referring to Hackmon. And also for me, this is a very nice thing to have because I did grow up watching the original Digimon Digimonsters, but as far as the toys went, they did bring over the Digivice to the US, but they just brought over the orange and blue versions, and so I never got the normal color version. So I'm definitely glad to have this because this is something that I wanted since I was a kid, and now I actually have one, and it is a pleasant thing to have. So if you are also a fan of the original Digimon series and you want to get a new Digivice or you never had a Digivice and you want to pick one up, then I can definitely recommend picking up any of the 3 versions of the Digivice version 15th, because they are, as far as I can tell, all the same game, just with different casings. And so if you can find it on the aftermarket for a good price, then I can definitely say to go for it, as it's quite simple, and as long as you know what's what, you can get through the game fine without really having to understand Japanese. And additionally, Bandai is continuing the version 15 line next with the D3 version 15th, so I look forward to future version 15th releases as the different Digimon series get their 15th anniversaries. So, as a follow-up to this, I'll be reviewing the Digimon Tag and Crests. Until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or share it. You can check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/krx50. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.